guys, Draco Caliber here, back again with another tier list video. Today we're going to be ranking and explaining all Gen Z anime. I'm not a part of Gen Z, but I know a lot about anime, so I'm going to be sharing all my thoughts and ideas about them down below. But if you're excited for the video, please make sure you're leaving a like, comment, and subscribe down below. You already know it helps me out a bunch. Let's get into the video. Alright, so as you can see, we're going to be doing the next gen anime tier list. This tier list, I'll go a little bit more in depth about all the anime on it and stuff like that. Things I like about them, things I don't like about them. Kind of be power ranking them and where they fit, I think, in new gen anime and all that stuff. On the bright side, I think I have seen all, if not most. I think we'll get the only one I have not seen, which is now on the list, would be Tower of God. I have not seen Tower of God. I do plan on adding it on my list, so if that's your favorite, I'm sorry, but, you know, I haven't seen it yet. So, let's get into the ones I have seen. We'll just start here at the top. JJK. So this list, like I said, is going to be a little bit more in-depth, ranking them and explaining why I put them where I put them, not just giving them a rank and moving on. I hope you guys like that style of content as I dive deeper in why I think the anime and or manga is where it is in the ranking against themselves. Now, to me, starting off with JJK is crazy, but I do believe that's one of the S tiers in here. I only believe there's going to be one or two S tiers, so giving it to JJK doesn't make me feel bad. Comparatively to new gen anime, which looks like the oldest we have here is One Punch Man might have been the first thing to, or My Hero? No, Mob Psycho definitely was the first thing to come out here, but Mob Psycho got another season, like revigorated with another season. But anyway, JJK, reason I put JJK in S tier, I mean, I don't think, as long as you've seen the first season, I don't think anyone's gonna complain about that being the best new gen anime. Fight scenes are really good, anime style is really good, the pacing is good, there's not a lot of delays. Today's the 28th, so that new season 2 episode 14 I think dropped. Yikes, there's no delays, but there should have been a delay because a lot of people are, you know, talking bad about that animation and everything they had, and it wasn't up to snuff to what JJK's been giving us. But I can't imagine putting out a show that like that decent every week is probably a hard feat for them. As we can see, it's starting to matter now, so hopefully they figure out what they can do to better manage that stuff so this doesn't fall. Right now it is for sure an S, but if they fumbled the anime with equally as bad episodes continue going, as important as what we're getting into in the anime is, it's gonna ruin it for a lot of people, so they need to watch out. I thought this was called Haikyuu, but I could be wrong. This is the volleyball one. I didn't know this was considered next gen. C. The reason I'm giving it a C, first season was really good in my opinion, and then it kind of just, you know, as sport animes, if you don't reinvent yourself every season, it's kind of more of the same, and to me personally, that's what it failed to do. I don't know if it's gotten better and that's why it's in this list if there's a new season or something like that, because I haven't seen the latest one, so maybe I go back and give it a try. Fire Force, comparatively, I'd say Fire Force is a B. Solid B. Not as good as like the My Heroes or the not as good as JJK or anything like that, but it is a really good show. They have really good sound design. I think the sound carries Fire Force a lot. Shinra's really cool. The manga ended amazing. I don't know if you guys can read it. I do recommend reading it because, I mean, when are they gonna release another season? I don't know, probably never. So it's been a long time now, so I don't know if season 3 has been confirmed or something and I'm just out of the loop, or I just don't know, but I would definitely read it because you get it through it a lot quicker. I won't spoil anything, but yeah, that ending is cool. How it ties into another anime that I won't spoil, that's cool. Like, it's multiversal at that point, so definitely think it's worth picking up and reading. Seven Deadly, I liked it. I like Seven Deadly season 1 through I think 4, or maybe 1 through 3 before they got all CGI. I think the CGI made it okay for them CGI isn't bad in anime, in my opinion. I'm a firm believer on if it helps them do something easier, go for it. I hope it works better. But the problem I run into with CGI is none of those extra hours of being able to do something else got allocated into storytelling in Seven Deadly. It kind of all got lazy. Hold on. Kind of all got lazy. So, unfortunately, because it all got lazy, the pacing was bad. Now they're just putting out movie after movie after movie. Now they're kids. So, I mean, yeah, B tier. It's not as bad as the volleyball one, because that just got really repetitive. They're at least going on new adventures. But, you know, now it's a rinse and repeat with their kids. Promised Neverland, D. If we were going just on the first season, I would have put it in like A, maybe B, A. But because the second season does exist, spoilers on the second season, it's garbage. They rush too much. The first season kind of rushes a lot too, but it's handleable. Second season, it's awful. Committed for sure. Attack on Titan, I have to. I mean, I'll get. Actually, you know what? No, I do think JJK is a better anime than Attack on Titan. Sue me, crucify me in the comments if you have to. It's just Attack on Titan's pacing has gotten crazy out of whack. 6 months for one 35-40 minute anime episode. Sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter. But 6 months for that. And while it looks beautiful, yes, and I'm glad they're not being overworked, sometimes the whole episode, like one of the episodes, it was all talking. 6 months for an episode that's mostly talking is insane. Because it's just the talking scene. Doesn't make any sense. To me, at least. I did like Attack on Titan a lot when they were coming out with seasons. I think they should do that again, or just do a movie. If they want to make it different than the manga, just do a movie or something. And like finish it up that way. Maybe stop. Like, they should have just, all of this new season should have just been like 2 movies if they had to, or 1 2-hour movie. And we would have gotten done with it. It would have made a bajillion dollars, and it would have been done. But I don't really have much more to say. That it could have been an S for sure. It's a great show, but with the pacing and stuff, I don't feel as comfortable giving it an S. Black Clover, this hurts me. Black Clover, I have to give a C, and I love Black Clover. I just think they were doing too much with it. Like, it gained like a lot of episodes really quick, and then it caught up to the manga, so they had this. Now they're having to stop, and then they were like, "Oh, let's do the movie," but the movie has nothing to do with the show. But he gets cool abilities in the movie, so it's like they're just doing too much, and they're kind of fumbling the bag, in my opinion. Of course, I could be wrong for sure, but in my opinion, that's what they're doing, and sad because it was actually a really good show. I really liked Black Clover, but then as more filler came out, and now we have to wait for, I think they're on hiatus for 2 years, maybe like 1.5 now, and now the manga is going to be slowed down dramatically, like what, quarterly I think it is, or maybe bi-yearly. So yeah, they got taken off Jump, put onto another thing. Yeah, unfortunate. Next is High School, God of High School. I really like God of High School. I'll give it a high B. I mean, I like God of High School because it was mostly fighting. The pacing in it is crazy. You get from, like, you feel like you've watched so much information, or did miss so much information from season 1 to, I think, 12. Maybe less than 12. But I think it's 12. But apparently in the manga, there's so many more fights and stuff like that. Like, this one gives us the big ones. But I feel like a lot of it is super rushed. It was pumping things, kept going and going and going, not explaining a whole lot, like how these 3 became actual friends. Like, it gives you that little scene, of course, but I think they should have slowed down. Maybe given us a little more of it. Maybe the tournament could end in season 2, and season 1 is just establishing all of the tournament goers, because it made you believe some were really important for them to get beat off screen. So yeah, a lot of it is kind of whack, but I like the fights in it a lot. Mob Psycho, same. I haven't finished Mob Psycho season 3, so it could like ramp up crazy, but in season 2 I just stopped watching it because I don't really remember why. I wasn't bored with it, but I was getting bored with it. Like, I could definitely feel myself getting taken out of it, but it wasn't a bad anime, so maybe I go back and finish it. Um, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? I liked it. I haven't seen the latest 2 seasons because they're hard to find. It's like only on, I think, High Dive or something like that. So a little more difficult to watch. It might be on Hulu now, but originally it was only on High Dive, and I was not gonna pay for another streaming service on top of the ones I already pay for. So I stopped watching it. From what I've seen, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon is good. It's kind of harem-y for sure, but I mean, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? What do you expect? Bungo Stray Dogs, in my opinion, is a C. I've only seen like the first 2 seasons, and it's a hard. It was kind of too. I'm more of a power anime, and they have powers. Don't get me wrong. I'm more of a power anime, but this anime leads more into like a investigation type anime, which it could change, and they could be doing power scales and everything right now. But from what I've seen, I feel comfortable putting it in C. My Hero, A tier. I think My Hero did so much for the anime, like bringing it into the mainstream. Like My Hero and Demon Slayer, probably responsible for a lot of this mainstream anime. Like, of course, the big three were always going to be the big three and stuff like that, but even with the big three, like, people know their names. But I mean, you would catch every high schooler watching these shows now. So now, like, it's way more mainstream now than it ever was back when I was growing up and stuff like that. And I do believe My Hero and Demon Slayer are the direct cause of that. Maybe some other animes sprinkled in, but for sure those two. Yeah, I like My Hero. I think it's getting a little, like I've said before in other videos, I think it's getting a little ridiculous now. How we're going to the Deku has every power in the book, helps him fight, which makes sense because of he's the one, but they should have gradually introduced these powers, not all in one season. I think that's where they slipped up. Dr. Stone, I'm a fan of Dr. Stone. I just need to finish it. It kind of gives me Big Bang Theory of anime vibes, to where like people say you need to be smart to understand Dr. Stone, but that's like saying you need to be smart to understand Big Bang Theory, which I don't like Big Bang Theory. It's just like, I hate when people are like, oh, I understood this joke, so I'm smart. Like, no, they're just saying big words. A lot of the time they don't even go together. And I don't know if that's what Dr. Stone is doing. It just gives me that vibe. And then someone told me a spoiler about it, and I won't spoil it for you, but it also kind of puts me off, and I shouldn't make that affect my rankings, but they're my rankings. Demon Slayer, I have to give an S tier. For the same reason I give JJK an S tier, I have to give Demon Slayer an S tier. Crazy good looking, like incredible looking, doesn't miss a week of animation, and if it does, it's rare. I don't remember there being any recap episodes. I think it just keeps going. They throw in at the beginning of a season, at the end of the season, super long episodes. If it doesn't make sense to cut it there, they're okay taking the hit on making their episodes longer. Responsible. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Responsible for a lot of the mainstream media anime coverage. Had the movie that blew up in America as well. Of course, it blew up in Japan, but having a movie that blows up in America for anime is almost unheard of. Yeah, it's an easy S tier. One Punch Man, S tier as well. I said there was only gonna be two, but One Punch Man is almost my favorite anime. I love it almost as much as I love like first season SAO or Dragon Ball Z or Naruto. Like, it's really good in my opinion. I really like how they were able to keep the main character being overpowered as all get out, but also having a story to where it doesn't really evolve around, it revolves around him and the people in his life, and not just him one tapping everything, which he can do. Baruto, I love Baruto, but B for Baruto for filler. This is so much filler. Read the manga, because I'm glad Two Blue Vortex, if that's still what they're calling it, is doing well. But I hope when we get to that point in the anime, we stop. I hope they just stop for like a year or something, maybe 2, and let the anime go so far ahead of it to where they could just stay on canon. Because, oh my goodness, filler is crazy. The slime. I think the slime is the best isekai that might have ever come out. Besides first season Sao, I mean, I like Sao over all of these anime, so that's just like my biased opinion. Comparing it to that is unfair, but I feel like a lot of isekais after, like, we were at a lull almost to where there was some, but it wasn't like every anime you watch is having a premise like that. And then Slime came out, and now there's so many. There's a vending, like, there's all kinds of ones now. So I'd have to give it an A just for what it did for that genre. I just not too much of a fan of the genre anymore now that it's become like this. And this is Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is, it's the over, like, if you're not in middle school, like upper high school, and you don't want to mess with all the kid shows, I definitely would recommend anyone watch Vinland Saga. Adults, if you don't like anime, watch it. Like, everyone should watch Vinland Saga because I feel like it's one of the best animes created for adults. Like, obviously the first few episodes, first season almost, maybe a little less than that. He's a child. He's growing up, having to go through the struggles of a Norse man. They're Norse, right? Yeah, I think they are Vikings. Maybe a different place, but whatever. But still, great anime. Nothing bad I could say about it. Let me check this tier list. I really like how this tier list was all new gen stuff. Don't really get a lot of time to talk about new gen stuff, so when it does pop up, I really like it. If you guys like this format of content better, where I kind of give reasonings for my rankings and explaining them a little bit more in depth, feel free to leave me that comment down below that says keep it up or stop doing videos like this altogether, and I will absolutely listen to those comments. But for me, guys, make sure you're leaving those likes and subscribes down below. Helps me out a ton, and I will see you in the next tier list. Bye.